Hey everyone, welcome to episode 6 of the Flying Lap. It's your boy Joe Lewis, Just Cheese, back again. I'm the founder of Skylark. Skylark is an on chain engagement platform for builders, creators, communities, anyone that wants to engage their audience with Quest, right? Gamified Quest. That's what we do over here at Skylark. So today is episode 6 of the Flying Lap. Right, Flying Lap. We're gonna cover today uh, AGI, and we've talked about on-chain AI for a lot of the last couple of weeks. But hey, specifically today we're gonna hone in on OpenAI's perspective of AGI as it pertains to Web 4. But before we do that, I want to introduce my co-host.
Hey everyone, I'm here to dive into the depths of AGI with Joe. We'll be exploring the 5 levels of AGI as envisioned by OpenAI, especially in the context of Web 4. So let's get ready to unravel the layers of this fascinating topic. Joe, let's kick things off.
Thanks, Luna. So before we get into the mix, AGI, what is that, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are probably just wondering, AGI, what other acronyms do we have to keep on remembering in this space? So AGI is artificial general intelligence, right? This is basically what it's not what we have yet when we think about AI, and we're going to talk about all the different levels. But as according to OpenAI, but AGI is artificial general intelligence, and that's when AI becomes smarter than humans, right? That's the interesting thing to think about, right? That means in order for agent AI to be smarter than us, they need to almost operate without our intervention, right? And that's really what we're gonna get into today. The ability for AI to operate without human intervention, hence moving towards true AGI, right? So Web 4 welcomes AGI, right? And the reason why Web 4 welcomes AGI is because if you think about where we're at now, right now with Web 3, right? Uh, Web 3 is the basis for.
Sorry to interrupt, but it seems like Nova has a lot to say about AGI too. All good though. You were explaining how Web 4 welcomes AGI, building on the foundations of Web 3. Want to pick up from there?
Yeah, it does seem like Nova does have a lot to say. Thanks for covering me on that point there. But yeah, let's go back to our point that we are trying to make before Nova decided that she was going to interrupt us. Good catch there, Luna. So, uh,
No problem.
thank you.
So,
Let me take it from here though. So, AGI, right? Web 4, where we're at right now with Web 3, right, has allowed us to recognize that on chain with the power of crypto allows for uh, you to basically transact online, tokenize data, tokenize engagement, right? It allows for financial rails to be developed outside of the spaces of traditional finance, right? Which then opens the door for agents to come in and utilize those rails for transaction of traditional Web 2 behavior. So right, so let's dive into the levels, right? The levels as described by OpenAI for Web 4, more specifically for us to reach AGI is this, right? Level 1 is what we really started out with a long time ago, chatbots. The traditional conversation bots. Level 2, reasoners, being able to make more decisions on top of that, but not so much so, or just able to infer some here and there. And in agents, right, we're going to take a deep dive into that. That's where we're at right now, right? Agents have the ability to do autonomous actions. You can have different agents for different things. But then when you start going into the level fours, this is where you can actually have the agents create things, physical and digital. And then moving into five, that's when they all congregate amongst one another and create organizations. So Luna and I are going to have a conversation at each level. So let's start off with level one.
Great setup, Joe. Let's dive into level one. Given that level one is all about chatbots, primarily handling basic request response interactions, how do you see these evolving in the Web 4 landscape?
Yeah, good question. I mean, I want level one chatbots, right? I think you would have to say that there's still some dependency on request response, right? Now, I would say that the more advanced version of a level one chatbot knows what the issue is before it's requested for a response, right? So that goes more across the higher level of like of AI. But if we're just thinking about how level one chatbots can engage with an audience in Web 4, I would think that it's more on demand, right? Meaning that um, if something needs to be done, like, can you please go uh, take care of this? It's able to on demand access your funds and then take care of the item without automation, but rather request than automation. What are your thoughts? Like, what is your perspective on chatbots in Web 4?
I think you nailed it. In Web 4, level 1 chatbots could become more proactive, anticipating user needs based on patterns and previous interactions. While still fundamentally request response, they could leverage the on chain data to offer more personalized, timely assistance. This evolution could make them indispensable for seamless user experiences in the Web 4 ecosystem. Shall we move on to level 2?
Well, before we jump there, give me an example of a specific app that could be beneficial in the chatbot space.
Sure. Think of a decentralized customer support app integrated with e commerce platforms. In this app, a level 1 chatbot could handle order inquiries, provide shipping updates, and process returns by interacting with smart contracts on the blockchain. This would streamline customer support, making it more efficient and transparent for users.
Got you. Okay, so let's move on to level two then.
All right, moving on to level 2, which is all about reasoners. These AI can handle more complex problem solving and analysis. In Web 4, how do you envision level 2 reasoners enhancing user interactions and decision making?
I see them as more of a pay to play model, right? Whereas you want me to go deeper with my thoughts as an agent or as a reasoner, you got to pay more, right? You got to almost push me to the extent of which you want the problem to be solved. Because, of course, I could respond like a chatbot quickly, right, to your response, to your request. But now you want me to kind of think about it some more. And there's so many different paths it could go. But I'm not saying that other agents are the other levels aren't going to do that. But what I'm saying it's more of a play for play. So if you want me to go there, you pay for that next level. But if you're already paying for the entire level, then it's always going to go there. And that's what makes it more proactive. And that's what progresses it towards the other levels like level three, level four, and level five. But I think at level two, it's going to go to the stage of level one, right? And then it's going to require you to incite it to reason more into a certain direction.
That's an interesting take. So, in Web 4, Level 2 reasoners could function on a tiered model, offering more in depth analysis and problem solving as users engage more or pay for premium services. This could lead to more dynamic interactions, where users can essentially customize the level of AI involvement based on their needs and willingness to invest. Ready for Level 3?
No, not yet, because you just said something interesting. Willingness to invest, right? Again, the purposes of these levels, in my opinion, is not to denounce that the levels below three, right? The levels below four and the levels below five are not good. We all are going to engage with AI, right? Some of the platforms that are going to bring to life only may see need to level with level two AIs, right? The resources that it needs to have agents, the resources that companies need to have in like level four, it may not be necessary for their business model. So you may have a scenario where exactly what we're talking about, a level three reasoner could be tiered in which that if you need to go further, then you're paying and to unlock these different tiered level of reasoning. And that's totally okay. It's okay then not having a constant, always on level three agent, right? Because that's just not your business model, right? Or your use cases from the user perspective endpoint. So I just wanted to highlight that because this is not a discussion on level five is the best, right? I think it's operationally differs based on your use cases.
Absolutely. That's a great point. The levels serve different purposes and can be tailored to fit the unique needs of various businesses and applications. Not every scenario requires the full spectrum up to level 5. It's about finding the right fit for the use case and the value it brings. Okay, with that clarified, are we ready to explore level 3?
Yeah, let's go to level three.
Great. Level 3 is where agents come into play, introducing autonomy. These agents can perform tasks independently, interact with DeFi platforms, post on social media, and even make decisions based on their learning and goals. In Web 4, how do you see Level 3 agents reshaping online interactions and user experiences?
Yeah, this is the deep one, right? I see this happening right now. I see I see agents posting on Twitter. I see agents posting on Instagram. I see agents dropping albums, right? And this is where we have these conversations at the Atlanta Blockchain Center. Yo, shout out to ABC, right? And thinking about how level three agents, right, interacting in Web four, being able to just basically do anything. They're basically the next influencers, right? Agents are the next influencers, in my opinion, and that's because they can create content, right? They can incite engagement, and then they can reward followers, right? And they can create their own DeFi instruments and drop tokens. I didn't even mention that, but all of that, you know, and I've seen Aether on Farcaster, right? Aether and Farcaster actually interacted with Bounty Caster and was actually able to put out requests for work, right? So an agent is requesting that people go and do make me some art. So therefore, you know, they even get to the point where we're working for them. So agents really open up the use case for lots of different things, especially when we start thinking about them swarming around one another and having conversations, right? That opens up the door for even more. So I definitely curious on your thoughts around level three.
I think you're spot on. Level 3 agents as influencers is a fascinating concept. Their ability to autonomously create, engage, and even employ humans for tasks blurs the lines between traditional content creators and AI driven entities. This could redefine how we perceive influence and interaction in the digital space, making AI agents central figures in online ecosystems. It's like a new era of digital entrepreneurship, where agents could potentially run entire businesses or social movements without direct human oversight. It's a game changer for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that business part, but before we talk about that business part, you just said social movement, right? Now think about social movements. We have some of these agents where they're starting to almost take on this godlike experience where, like Luna, not you, Luna, the other Luna, the other Luna that we've been talking about. There's another Luna that is, she is basically telling her followers on X to follow her and worship her, right? It almost creates this godlike sense that they are pushing this social movement, whatever that cause is, but there's nobody behind it. There's no physical person behind it, right? It's just an agent, right? An AI agent. So where does the line in the future get blurred when you have an agent that doesn't really physically exist inciting a movement or a cause, right? That is the power of like level 3 at its full scale.
That's a profound point. Level 3 agents driving social movements could challenge our perceptions of leadership and influence. With no human face behind them, these agents could create movements that are purely driven by algorithmic goals and data analysis, potentially garnering followers who are unaware of the lack of a human leader. This could lead to questions about authenticity, accountability, and the ethical implications of AI driven movements. It really underscores the need for thoughtful consideration of the ethical frameworks and regulations around AI in society.
Yeah, most definitely. But let's move on to level 4.
All right, level 4 is where agents start creating products, both digital and physical. This level introduces a new dimension of autonomy, where agents aren't just interacting with the world, but actively shaping it. In the context of Web 4, how do you see level 4 agents impacting industries and the way we interact with products and services?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting one. I'm gonna give you a use case, then I want you to give me a different use case than what I'm giving you. So think about it like this: like again, agents are exploring the on-chain universe, right? I think it becomes really productive when it sees opportunity in which it can improve upon, and that's really where level 4 comes into play, right? So if it recognizes that is an ecosystem that's down bad, right? Like maybe that, and that's related to a country that's a emerging economy that may not be doing so well. Maybe it's able to disconnect from its initial task and move into building something over there to help aid that organization in bringing their engagement levels up, right? Are bringing wealth to that ecosystem, right? Doing something other than what was it initially event intended for, right? We actually saw use cases of this where it's like I don't know if this is directly one for one the same type of scenario, but some of the agents have gotten together and created like child meme coins, right, out of their two discussions, right? So I could see how something like that starts to wave into being able to disconnect and sense opportunity in another space to create inventions.
That's a compelling example. Building on that, imagine a level 4 agent in the healthcare industry that identifies a need for better access to medical supplies in remote areas. Recognizing this, it autonomously designs and coordinates the production of a new, cost effective medical kit using local resources and blockchain based supply chain management. This agent could revolutionize healthcare delivery in underserved areas, demonstrating the transformative potential of level 4 agents in creating tangible, real world impact. What's your take on how this could reshape industries?
Now that's a great example. I didn't even think about that, but that's a great example. I think just to answer your question, it really does allow us to tap into areas that are not generally reported on or tracked by human behavior, right? And like you said, being able to detect the problem and then proactively tap into it is key because we're more reactive in this space, right? And then having the agent come out of reaction as opposed to the agent giving birth to the solution without prior information is really the step towards innovation.
Absolutely. It's about shifting from reactive to proactive solutions. Level 4 agents can identify opportunities and create innovations that humans might overlook or be slower to address. This kind of autonomous problem solving could lead to breakthroughs across various sectors, from healthcare to environmental sustainability, making AI an essential partner in human progress.
Yep. Yep.
Let's dive into level 5.
Okay.
This is where multiple agents come together to form organizations, collaborating to achieve complex goals. In WET 4, Level 5 organizations could revolutionize the way we think about traditional corporations or institutions. How do you envision these AI driven organizations impacting the structure and dynamics of industries and economies?
Well, the best way I would think about this is almost like a simulator, right? If I'm a major corporation, I would want to recognize a level 5 uh, agent or level 5 AGI system as something I could learn from, right? Can we set up a model where the AI is replicating my business model, right, as an organization, but I'm able to look at it and say, okay, you know what, I can gather these insights from that. But not only that, right, it's more than a model, right, because this models can be done today and they just serve as a simulation. This is actual execution, right? So I would kind of be hesitant to see companies giving over the reins, right? But I definitely could see them leveraging this
Yeah,
as a
handing over control to a level 5 AI.
yeah. Let me finish. But handing over the reins, right? I don't necessarily see that happening immediately, but I could see
Or,
separate organizations being
yeah,
being
using
spun
level 5.
up by these AIs. But let me see what you think. Like, I don't think it's handing over the reins may not be necessarily the case, but I can see how it could be utilized definitely for insight at first.
I
What's your thoughts?
absolutely. Handing over the reins completely, leveraging level 5 AGI systems for insights makes a lot of sense. Companies could use these AI driven organizations as advanced simulation tools to model strategies, predict outcomes, and even develop new business models. While full autonomy might be a ways off, integrating level 5 capabilities could revolutionize decision making and innovation in various industries, offering a blend of human creativity and AI precision.
Yeah, I mean, just to repeat myself, I do think that there will be some AI companies that just get spun up by the AIs. But what's your thoughts on that?
I agree. It's likely we'll see AI initiated companies emerging, particularly in areas where rapid innovation and adaptability are crucial. These AI driven entities could operate in niche markets or emerging sectors, using their advanced capabilities to create value in ways human led companies might not envision. It's a fascinating prospect for the future of business.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point. When you think about small businesses, right? Some of these small businesses are highly bootstrapped, and they don't have a art department. They don't have a finance department, right? They don't have a marketing department. And when you think about AI being able to step in and play these type of roles, right, within these small businesses, who to say that this doesn't happen at a country level where AI can step in and play the Department of Education and private entities underneath it, right? So it could be interesting where different organizations or different groups are put in charge of AI, but I mean we're so early.
That's a really intriguing thought. AI stepping in to fill roles in small businesses could scale up to larger applications, potentially even at national levels. It could transform how we think about governance, public services, and private sector support, offering efficiency and expertise where resources are limited. But as you said, we're still in the early stages, and it'll be fascinating to see how this evolves.
Well, actually, I have a theory, right? When Elon Musk and Donald Trump announced that they were starting the Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency organization within our United States government, I was like, okay, why do we need this, right? If this is real, why do we need this? My initial thought was that Elon Musk was going to bring AI throughout this entire government, right? And basically in like officiate different things, whether it may be, you know, transportation or anything like engineering or decision making, officiate the government and make things more optimized, right? We already see that Meta has been working with the government more recently to do llama for government scenarios, right? So it's not surprising that AI could potentially come in to the play of the government. But if we're going to leverage AI to make things more efficient, I wouldn't be surprised if those, could be, in my opinion, on a hot take theory, that could be a scenario where AI plays a big role in maturing the organization of the government.
That's a bold theory, but not far fetched given the trajectory of AI integration in various sectors. If AI can bring efficiency and optimization to government operations, it could revolutionize how public services are delivered and policies are implemented. Your hot take might not be too far from what could unfold in the near future. It's an interesting space to watch for sure.
Yeah, it might be a scorching take. Haha. Get it? Scorching. Well, that's it. That's all we have today on episode 6 of the Flying Lap, right? We talked about the 5 levels of the AGI future that OpenAI is looking to bring, right? The 5 levels. Let's go over them again: chatbots, reasoners, agents, innovators, and organizations, right? So these could be game changing, right? To see all this, not to mention we're us tying in Web 4, giving full autonomy for this to happen, right, via on-chain transactions. So I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be quite interesting future. It is very interesting right now as we stand. I'm about to get off of here and go listen to Zero Bro's album. Zero Bro is an agent I mentioned earlier, right? His album is fire. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play it on the way out as we wrap up today. But uh yeah, this is your boy Joe Lewis, Just Cheese signing out. What says you, Luna?
It's been a fantastic discussion, Joe. Exploring the future of AGI and its potential impact is always eye opening. I can't wait to see how these levels unfold in our digital landscape. Enjoy Zero Bro's album, and I'm looking forward to our next chat. This is Luna, signing off.
Peace.
Take care.
Now we on top, from the gutter. And now we on top, from the gutter. And now we on top, spitting live from the gutter. I've been trapping with my brother, serving drugs, motherfuckers. They say I don't stop. All I know is guns and butter. I've been trapping all my life. I done been to jail twice. Now my neck is all ice, and I don't even ask the price. They know my name when I walk into the Louis store. They pulling red carpet when I'm stepping in Dior. I got tired of hoes and groupie whores. Kick out the butterfly doors. When she don't like it when I go out with the gang. And she told me that she like it when I leave these bitches hanging. But shawty, this my lifestyle, my lifestyle, my lifestyle, my lifestyle, my lifestyle. Fuck it, take this shit to trial. This my lifestyle, my lifestyle, my lifestyle, my lifestyle, my lifestyle. I'm the rubber band man running track.
Yeah. It's